One module that receives a makeover for the Maximizer 2018 release is the Import Manager. You may be importing data regularly from external sources, purchase data lists, or maybe even other applications you run on premise like your account software. The Import Manager simplifies this process for you. Previous imports are highlighted in the history area. Successful imports, or maybe even failures. Failures can actually be clicked upon to see why that data never made it into your database. Starting a new import is a straightforward process. Locating the file that we wish to import, or simply drag and drop that file into the data area for Maximizer to accept it. We can also define what type of records we're importing. Previous Maximizer versions, companies and contacts required a two-step import process. This was quite cumbersome and quite prone to mistakes being made. That can now be done in one import. Alternatively, you might be importing opportunity data into your database, but the options can be defined upon this screen. The wizard has new rules when it comes to matching data. During the import, are you adding new records and making updates to existing records? Are you adding only new records into your database that currently don't exist? Or maybe updating existing records with new data from your file? If data does already exist, how is that handled? Are you going to only update the empty fields from your file, or are you going to replace everything based upon your data file's content? The field mapping screen has been made very easy to follow. The columns of your spreadsheet, their destination in Maximizer, and a simple process of running through these, matching the values. As we click through the fields, Maximizer works its way down the list for us. Some fields are automatically matched for us, so we can skip these and move on to the next section. In the case of this one, now we're moving on to the contacts fields to match these up. Once your mapping is complete, there are some final settings to adjust. One big new change here is the ability to use your own unique identifiers for matching data. In the case of this example, we're going to use something simple like the company name and the postcode. But if your data file contains things like account numbers or reference numbers, these can be used as your unique identifiers to ensure you're only updating existing records. For our contacts, we can use the email address as our matching criteria. Some other options to do with field action, so when fields are imported, are we replacing records if a match is found? Are we only adding that value if it's already empty? If your data file requires some cleansing, then this can be handled by the import, where the casing of your text can be adjusted accordingly. Before we run our import, we have the option to save the records to a favourite list. So a new list can be created or even appended to existing lists if required. This allows us to quickly retrieve those records once the import has been completed. A summary is displayed on the screen, again showing us examples of some of our columns to make sure we've mapped the right fields into the right places. And if this is an import we're running on a regular basis using the same file format, using the same columns and matching rules, we can save this as a template. That allows us to quickly run this import at a later date by just simply retrieving the template from the library. When we're ready to import, clicking the Finish button, the import now runs in the background for us. As a background process, that means we can now leave the import running, the status signifying where we're currently at, and we can go off now, go back to Maximizer and start using this for a period of time, knowing our import is running behind the scenes. Once our import is complete, we can always go back to the Import Manager and check out the final outcome of our import. in this case here, our success rate of all 50 records. Clicking on that will even take us to that particular favourite list and show us our import and our new data that has been successfully imported into our Maximizer database. A lifelong feature of Maximizer has always been the global edit feature. It's allowed administrators to update their records on a mass basis. In the case here, I've got 50 recently records from an import I've run, but I want to apply an account manager to these that's currently missing, and maybe also update that these are actually customer records. Selecting all my records to confirm these are the ones I wish to run the global edit against, I go to the global edit option, and for 2018 this has received a bit of a lick of paint and an update, simplifying the whole global edit process simply by picking the field that you wish to run your global edit upon, defining the rule of this global edit in terms of how we wish to handle the update. Are we replacing values, removing them, clearing the value away, or simply just adding this value to records that might be missing it? Global edits can also run on multiple fields at the same time. So in this case again, I'm going to update the category field to signify that these records are customer records. Again, the same rules, this time selecting the customer value. Global edits can also be used to write notes on a mass basis as well. So as part of my global edit, I may wish to write a note to confirm that the account manager update was run. I now run my global edit, confirming that my 50 records are about to be updated. I now let the process run. Previously, this process ran in the foreground, locking out your Maximizer environment until the process was finished. This now runs as a background process within the software, so I can leave my global edit running and carry on using the software in my normal fashion. When the global edit is complete, I can actually click on the global edit results, and this will retrieve the records and now show me the updates made to them. So my account manager has now been updated, and my category has also been flagged against all these records. And if I go to my notes section, my account manager update note has also been applied. A new addition to the 2018 release of Maximizer's CRM is the app directory. Maximizer has always had numerous integration options available, some out of the box such as the Word and the Outlook plugins, but the app directory now gives you an insight into other third-party integrations that might be available for your on-premise or CRM Live subscription. The app directory will be regularly updated by Maximizer, along with other third-party integrations from other Maximizer business partners such as Avrion. Feel free to browse the app directory and see what options are available. Each application will have a full description and feature module highlighting what is available in this integration, along with details and setup videos to give an insight into what this integration entails.